This instrument is the trombone. It's a brass instrument. It's a band instrument. It's also a very, very important instrument in jazz band and in marching band. The trombone plays low notes. So if you remember, the trumpet was a brass instrument. It played higher notes. This is a brass instrument that plays low notes. Like all brass instruments, it's played by buzzing your lips. And by the way, if you haven't watched the trumpet video and you're interested in brass instruments, you should check that video out too. But we buzz our lips to play brass instruments. Basically just press our lips together. And then when we put it on the mouthpiece, we get a sound. We get what we call a buzz. I can tighten and loosen my lips to get high and low notes. And then I can do the same thing on the trombone. And this is what all brass instruments are played this way. They have a mouthpiece, we tighten and loosen our lips, and we can get high and low sounds just by playing with our lips. So I could just right there get 4 sounds without even doing anything but move my mouth. When choosing to play an instrument, sometimes it's important to know what you're good at. We often test students out. And the reason we bring this up is sometimes people want to play brass instruments, but they're really good at low sounds like low buzzes. So they're good for lower instruments like the trombone or maybe the baritone. If you can buzz high, then trumpet might be a good instrument for you. So this is a trumpet mouthpiece here, and this is a baritone mouthpiece here, or trombone. And they look almost exactly the same. One's just a little bit bigger, and it makes low sounds, and one's higher, it makes high sounds. So practice your buzzing. And if you're good at high sounds, you might want to try the trumpet. And if you're good at low sounds, you might want to try the trombone or baritone. Now, you can get a lot of different sounds on the trombone by moving the slide. And the interesting thing about the slide is it's not made out of rubber or anything. It's actually just a piece of metal that comes off, and it goes back and forth. Because it has a slide, the trombone can make really cool sounds called a gliss. And the trombone's the only instrument that has a slide. It's the only instrument that can actually do a gliss like that. Now, because it plays low notes, it often plays backgrounds in the band, harmony parts, but it can also play melodies. So here's a melody that you maybe have heard on a trombone before. And probably you know that song. Now, a lot of people wonder how you can know where to play the different notes on a trombone, because it doesn't have buttons and it doesn't have keys like a saxophone. If you've played a slide whistle before, it works kind of the same way. As the trombone gets bigger, it gets lower, and as it gets smaller, it gets higher. But there are specific places where your slide goes. And when you learn to play trombone, you learn to put your slide. So for example, this is first position, second position, third position, fourth position, and so forth. It's not really that hard once you learn it. Another good thing about the trombone is even though it's a brass instrument and a jazz instrument and a rock instrument, it plays loud, you may have a situation at home where you want to practice quietly. And so the trombone can come with a practice mute. You can purchase a mute for the trombone. And I'm just going to put that in there. And so this is going to make the trombone really soft. And I'm going to play this as loud as I can. It's honestly the loudest I can play. And if I take this out, I'm going to blow as loud as I can again, and you can hear the difference. So that's quite a bit louder. So if you like the trombone but need to practice quietly, you'll want to get a practice mute. The trombone's a very, very important instrument because it's so unique, because it makes important low sounds in the band and the jazz band and the marching band and many rock bands. But there really sometimes aren't that many people who play the trombone. So if you like to be unique and special and play an instrument maybe that not too many other people are playing, then you might like to play the trombone. You'll be the star of any band because there just aren't that many of them. So when you hopefully plan on playing in high school, the high school band's going to need trombones, college bands needs trombones, rock bands need trombones. You'll always be in demand as a trombone player. Now, I just demonstrated the trombone for you, but there's so many other great trombone players, and I've linked to them below. So please click on those links and check out some really great trombone players. And maybe you'd like to play the trombone in the band.